So David, a difficult one at Barrow. Now you've had time to look back. What's your final takeaways from it?
I think similar to what we thought after the game. If you concede from set pieces, it's hard. And if you don't sprint hard, our numbers were down. We were surprised. We were caught on the up. We didn't think they'd let us have the ball like they did. So there was a little bit of instruction early on and didn't quite come off. But then I thought in the first part of the game was our best part of the game, and Green's had a chance. We've had a couple of chances. Jason's had a shot, but then we didn't really build on that. And the disappointing thing is, the longer the game went on, the less belief the lads had. And it's interesting speaking to them this morning what they thought, and so plenty to work on. We didn't move the ball quick enough. We didn't run hard enough. And if you do that, then it's never going to be an easy afternoon, and that's how it panned out on a tricky pitch. But that's no excuse, because that was the same for both teams. But it was a really disappointing afternoon. But it's not very often I've said that, I have to say. Yes, we've had defeats, but Saturday was a particularly poor one from our point of view. And I've said to the lads, that we as staff have reflected on what we did and what we didn't do and what's happened, and the lads need to do the same, and then make sure it doesn't happen again. In that, taking one game in isolation is never going to tell you too much, but we've got to make sure that our away form matches what happened earlier on the season. And at the minute, it took a little bit of a nosedive, but we can get back to it. Yeah,
like we say, sort of lick the wounds and move on. We've added for our 1st January signing of Dar Burns. Yeah. What do you make of him? An exciting young talent, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he did ever so well in Ireland, coming through, and then obviously MK Don's bought him for 150 grand. So he's done ever so well, and he got a loan move back to Shamrock and did ever so well in their league campaign and their European adventure. So he's a good player. You don't come over to England and get bought if you're not. And he'll bring us something different. He's exciting. He can score goals, create goals. He can combine. So we've got to make sure he gets up to speed. He hasn't played since he played against Chelsea before Christmas, and we'll get him up to speed as quick as we can to get him involved.
The sort of player you relish working with, don't you, Gaffer? You've got a track record of developing young talents, don't you?
Yeah, we're trying to. The strategy to try and make sure we try and develop players and improve players. And if we do that, then the team improves, number one. They might go on, or they might help us as a football club and a team go on. So it seems to be a win-win-win all around that. It's my job to improve them, and I think I've improved most of the players, if not all of them. And then, we've got to get Dara, like I say, up to speed, fitness-wise, and then pick out the bits that are really good, his strengths, and make them super strengths, and then the weaknesses make them, a bit better than that. So he hasn't got any. So, yeah, we know what we're getting. We've been tracking him for a while. He'll be an important part for us going forward.
And Denver, how's he?
Yeah, he got a whack rather than a twist, so it's more contact. So, he got a bit of swelling, but he's had his foot up, he's had it on the game ready and what have you, and it's just getting the swelling out the joint. And if he does, then I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah, Gillingham 17th in the table, but only 7 points from us with 2 games in hand. That's a good picture of the league in general. It's difficult, isn't it? We've seen that there's no gap between any teams, really, are there?
No, look, we knew that when we played them down there, we were in a tough old scrap, and we managed to get out the right side of them. They've obviously changed the manager, and John's gone in there for the last couple of games, but they're a decent team. Make no bones about it. They spent a fortune. So we know that it'll be a tough game, hard game. But if we play to our strengths and our capabilities, we'll give anyone a game and win the majority of them. But we've got to make sure we're consistent in game and from game to game. And our home form has improved recently, and we've got to make sure that carries on.
Yeah, and John Coleman, I'm sure you got the utmost respect for a League Two veteran, shall we say?
Yeah, I won't call him a veteran, but he's a good guy. He's a really good guy. I've done a course with him for the last couple of years. Like I say, what he doesn't know about football management is probably not worth knowing. He's been doing it for that long. He had unbelievable success at Accrington and before that in non-league, and obviously had a spell at Rochdale as well. And I'm delighted he's back in. I'm glad he's back in. You know, he's a real good guy, and he knows his stuff. So we know that we're going to have to be bang at it and right on the money, because they're a decent team. Like I say, it's so tight. Anyone from that pack in mid-table, if you string any sort of results together, you're going to be there or thereabouts. We're ninth in the league, and then we've got to believe it can be us.
Yeah, and it's not just us that need the belief and need backing from the fans as well. Tomorrow is going to be a big one. We need as much support to galvanise the lads, don't we?
Yeah, I think the last 2 home games particularly, you know, Port Vale and Chesterfield have been terrific. I think the fans have been outstanding, in fact. You know, so I'd say the fans on Saturday were brilliant at Barrow. They were very, very good, because that is a long way. You know, so hopefully we can, you know, create some noise ourselves, the team, the players, and also the fans can. So, you know, I appreciate it'll be a cold Tuesday night. You know, get your gloves off, you know, clap, cheer, sing, because it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference to the lads, a huge difference, and it's important that we, you know, like I said, when we went to Gillingham, they hadn't lost for 10, 11 months at home, and the crowd play a big part in that when they're needed. And as sure as eggs are eggs, we need the crowd to be our 12th man. And like I said, the last 2 games particularly, they've been excellent, like top draw. And hopefully we can have a repeat of that and the performances, and obviously a Port Vale result to go with it.